Hey everybody, it's Linda from Linda Takes It Back, and today I'd like to give you an update on my 1-year Surgerversary from VSG Surgery. If you're interested, please stay tuned. Okay, I have a few minutes before I have to go into my therapy session, and it's raining. I hope it's not too noisy in the car for you, but I wanted to do this and I don't get a lot of time to myself. So it's actually my Surgerversary from Vertical Sleeve Gastrecomy is May 17th, and today is May 22nd. I kind of have been putting it off because it's hard when I didn't meet the goals that I wanted to make for my Surgerversary, and I've actually had a gain since COVID took over our lives. So it's been very frustrating for me, and sorry if my face is getting red because it's hotter in the car, and I have rosacea, so you might get really red. So anyway, let's dive into it. If you don't know me, my name is Linda. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on May 17th, 2019. I qualified for the surgery through my health insurance because of my chronic pain and osteoarthritis. So I had it in my ankle and my knee and my hip, both my knees and my neck and my back. So it was causing me a lot of pain, plus the fibromyalgia caused me a lot of pain, and definitely the weight, extra weight, getting that off would be a big relief. So I was so excited to actually get approved because it's not a regular comorbidity that everyone else has. And I was so worried the whole 6 months of the supervised, visits to the doctor. I was so worried that I wasn't going to get approved. And you put out so much money with the tests and everything, but I did, and it was great. My surgery went great. And I did drop a lot of weight initially, but then it slowed down really fast. So just to tell you my stats, when I started the 6-month medically supervised visit process, I was 217. On the day of my surgery, I was 201.1. And then right before COVID, I made it down to 167. I think the lowest weight I saw for like a minute was 165.8. I'd like to have my goal somewhere between 150 and 155. So when COVID happened, I freaked out. I'm like, I have anxiety to begin with and depression, and I was already struggling with it, which is why I wanted to go to therapy. And I freaked out. I had to homeschool my kids, and I'm sure everybody is going through all of this. And so I'm not saying my case is more difficult than anyone else's, but it just affected me a lot more than I thought it would. I just don't deal well with change of plans, to put it that way. So for several weeks, I really had a hard time, and my husband didn't seem to have a hard time. He was already working from home, and so he just decided he was starting to transition to going back to work after his dad passed away, and he was handling all their estate stuff, but he had just started going back a couple days. So he just stopped again and started working from home. So there wasn't much of a difference for him. But for me, I'm like, oh crap, I get no time to myself. I'm trying to focus on myself to get to my goal. And then I just started eating Lifesaver mints nonstop and I just wanted to eat all the time and snack all the time. And I know a lot of people have said that they gained weight too. It's just this big transition and this new normal, I guess you'd call it. And anyway, so I went from the 167 to the highest I saw was 177.8. And that day I was just so upset and so angry at myself. And like, this is not what I got the surgery for. This is not what this is about, and frustrated. I had lost on keto a little bit, and then I went off keto, obviously, when everything happened. So I've been trying to get back on keto since May 1st. And it's been tough. I really think I'm insulin resistant, and it's just been hard to get into keto. I'd be like a 0.4 or a 0.5 and then a 0.2. So I've been testing a lot. I've been monitoring what I'm eating and then 30 minutes after a meal to see how much of a jump there is. I'll try to put my window down a little because it's warm. And that's been helping a lot because a lot of things that I was eating turned out to really spike my blood sugar when I didn't think it would at all. So trying to keep that level or somewhat level within like a 20-point range throughout the day and space out my eating. I'm just trying to get a handle on the best way to do it. And so far, all this week, I've been averaging like a 0.7 in ketosis. So that's been great. But it's going to be a challenge. I have lost 4.5 pounds so far. So as of today, I'm 173.3. And that's in the last 2 weeks. I've noticed that if I have a glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine, it puts me back days. It's a real, it just, I have to be really careful. I'm not having any sugar. And I'm having super low carbs and I'm still having a hard time. So it's going to be a struggle for me. So I'm trying to figure out what my game plan is. It's raining in my car. And get back on track. And I feel like I'm in the right direction at least. For a couple of weeks I was the same. And I was like, okay, just hold it, and then try to get down now. So some of the things that I'm doing, intermittent fasting, I know works for a lot of people, but the idea of me not eating for a super long period of time is really hard for me. And one thing I really was hoping from VSG surgery was that I wouldn't be hungry, because every time I've dieted my whole life, and even when I'm not dieting, I'm like ravenously hungry. And that is not something, my wish did not come true. And I was hungry from the moment I had the surgery. So they say it can happen, especially with somebody with a lower BMI who doesn't have as much to lose, who doesn't have as many fat stores. I'm like, it's not like I'm skinny, right? So, hold on, I have to turn on the car to see what time it is. 1 second. Oh, I got 4 minutes. I have to go in a minute. But I'll be right back out and I'll finish my story. Okay, oh my God. So I went into my appointment and it's pouring now. I hope it's not too loud. Okay, so I was talking about my non-intermittent fasting plan, which is to stop eating around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. and just have water and tea. But I know that even the sweetener in the tea can kind of mess up your fast. But I'm just trying to get myself to a place where I can not eat for an extended period of time. And right now it's just 12 to 13 hours. So that's a lot for me because I am hungry a lot. So that's one of my plans. The other plan is to start an exercise program, which right now I don't have much to do because I can't go to the gym. And I don't get a lot of privacy, and it's hard for me to really work out around my family and everything. So I have decided that when the kids are done school, I'm going to take part of my office where I have a table and chairs that I don't really need anymore. I'm just going to revamp my office. I have a big tall mirror that I'm going to bring up there, and I'm going to do some weight training, some low-level weight training because of my fibromyalgia, and I'll build up. I have to start really low or else it'll cause like a big pain flare-up. And then I'm also going to do walking. So I've been in a place with this whole pandemic where I've just been kind of shut down. And it's been hard for me to be active. I've been exhausted and like a low-level depression. And so I'm trying to get myself out of that, and I'm trying to develop a plan to get back on track. So I have the keto thing, and I'm starting to get that under control. And I've been working on new recipes and things like that where I feel like I'm not snacking as much. I figured out my timing of eating, so I'm doing a little better with that. Sorry, I know the rain's really loud. and now to work in a bit of exercise. And what I really need is a routine. So I need to do it. I need to know, okay, I'm going to walk this time of day and this time of day, and arrange something with my friend on the weekends, and just so I know I'm getting out, I know I have this to do and look forward to, and it's scheduled in, and it's not something I can just go, I don't feel like doing it, and not do it. So with my fibromyalgia, I'm going to start off small. I had a step goal of 7,500 that I was never making. So I want to start with 5,000 a day and get that consistently, and then go up. And I know that seems really low to most people, but when I'm coming from a place of no exercise, and I'm coming from a place of not wanting to flare up my fibromyalgia, I want to start off small. So that's where I am with my Surgerversary update. I'm really happy I had the surgery. It really has lowered my pain level quite a bit. I can go up the stairs. I can, you know, do a lot more with my kids and be more active. And I do have more energy when it's not a pandemic. I do have a lot, like, more to give. And I'm so glad that I did it. But I still want to get to my goal, and I don't want to give up. And I know it seems like I've lost just a little bit compared to others, but it has made a big difference in my life, and it was an important thing to do. And I want to keep going to see how far I can get, and really raise my strength as well, because I think that will help with my pain issues and everything. So if you have any questions, feel free to write them down below, and I will get back to you with some other updates soon. I have some recipe ideas I want to share with you on my keto journey, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.